was really important for us to be able to provide researchers with the right type of data at the right time. Providing researchers with a single cohort size is extremely valuable. It means that researchers are getting that information exactly when they need it.
The trial might be a cardiac trial, for example, but in that trial they need to look at specific patients. So for example, they might have an age band where they're looking at patients between certain ages, and they also might have exclusion criteria, maybe pregnancy as an exclusion criteria, or maybe that haven't had other previous conditions that would exclude them from participating in that trial.
A lot of the additional inclusion or exclusion criteria that we need for a study, the information about that's held in different data collections, and they're owned and managed by different data custodians. And until they're linked together, it's really difficult for us to have an understanding of how many people will meet all of the eligibility criteria of our research. And SampleScope allows us to do that at the outset.
So that trial that you're designing now, you'll need to recruit for later. Being able to test the numbers of patients within our patient population beforehand helps you design in more realistic studies. A tool like SampleScope hugely reduces the risk of having to redesign your trial or to have time or cost blowouts. The typical way that feasibility is done is actually not precise. SampleScope adds a lot of precision to the feasibility process, and that gives everyone a lot more confidence.
SampleScope queries are submitted to data linkage units, which are based in state health departments, and they hold routinely collected administrative data sets such as births, deaths, emergency department data, hospital data, disease registries. So the data already exists.
Health researchers, such as clinician researchers within our hospitals or academics at universities, can put in a request for cohort sizes. So through the platform, researchers can enter the different inclusion-exclusion criteria in relation to that protocol. When a request comes in, it goes typically to a governance officer within one of our data units, and they're looking at the request, the researcher, and they're also looking to ensure that that has public benefit.
We're absolutely thrilled that we've been able to support the creation of SampleScope. We've really listened to what researchers need, and we've developed a tool that directly addresses some of the issues and the barriers that they have.
SampleScope will really strengthen conversation at time of feasibility. So this approach gives us a lot more confidence because we're making decisions that are underpinned by data, and we can direct resources to trials that we know that have a good chance of being able to recruit for, and that talks to both viability and also better resource allocation. At the end of the day, that benefits the public.
I think SampleScope is a great initiative. It respects patients' time and commitment, whilst at the same time providing researchers with a real opportunity to develop improvements in patients' care.